All right, so before you call, there's some things you ought to check on your air conditioning. The first thing, as most of us know, is we're gonna walk out here to the electrical panel. In most air conditioning systems in Florida, you're gonna have two breakers. You're gonna wanna locate them. One's usually gonna be marked air conditioning or AC or condenser. It could also be marked air conditioning, heat, or furnace, or air handler. And you're gonna wanna turn them all the way off and all the way on. And that's gonna handle any possible resets that you might see, so that's the first thing you wanna do. After you do that, you're gonna wanna go to wherever your air handler is located, and there are some things there I wanna show you. So a lot of times, we'll get a call the machine isn't cooling, or it's running and not cooling, or it's doing nothing at all. In those cases, a lot of times people will go to the thermostat first. The first thing you wanna do is make sure you're in the auto mode. You could be in the on mode, and all that means is your fan will run continuously. And you want to make sure that you're in the cooling mode and that the temperature is lower than obviously the ambient temperature in the space. If all of that is going and everything looks good like it normally looks when you operate your thermostat, then the next place we want to go to is the air handler. So this of course is the air handler. This is in a split air conditioner. This is the interior part of the machine. It can be in various locations, but in Florida, that's typically where you're going to find it, in a hall closet, in a mechanical room if you have a larger home. Or it could be in the attic. In the case of an attic, unless you're like a real heavy duty do-it-yourself guy, if you have an air handler in the attic, I just suggest you call us. So you walk in here, and if it's been a few minutes since you turned on the thermostat, you should at least hear the fan running here, If you don't feel anything, nothing running, or no even vibration noise or hissing noises or refrigerant type movement noises, which are moving through these two copper pipes here, one being insulated and one being bare. If you touch them and the outdoor unit's running, you can usually feel something from these, like this one will be warm, and I can actually touch the copper pipe here. It would actually be a little cool to the touch if it was working anywhere in the realm of normal. But what I really brought you here for is the number one call that we get where the thermostat, if it's digital, is blank and the machine does nothing. And that'd be this little guy right here. This is your flood safety switch. And what it does is, in the event that your drain clogs up, this little device, instead of the water going out the main drain, which is this tube here, it'll back up and start coming out this and fill up this small well here that will raise this float and shut your machine off. So if that water is not getting out, eventually it's going to turn your air conditioner off, and no matter what you do, it's not going to run until you take this switch out, suck out the excess water here, and then find the termination point of your main drain and clean it out with a shop vac. And then most of them have a clean out tee here where you could pour water down, and you can get your son or your wife or anybody else involved in this, and they could take a funnel and pour some water down there while you're sucking it out with the shop vac. And once you're sure you've got it all nice and clear, then put this back, put this cap back on. Don't leave this off, it will cause problems. So make sure you put that back, all right? Now, once you return it to function, if it does the same thing within, say, a day or even less, where it started working and then it clogs up again, call a pro, because it's a bad clog. It does happen. Since we're standing here, let's talk about maintenance you yourself, the homeowner, can do.